Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new, fairly new, wireless gaming headset by Sennheiser. This is the GSP 370. In previous videos, I did a review of the GSP 670, as I like to call it, like the older brother headset. Has all the features, the bells and whistles, and it's quite expensive. So what Sennheiser's done here is they've taken away some of those features, but also reduced the price. So in this video, I'm gonna give you an idea of exactly what the headset comes with, my thoughts and opinions, as well as a microphone test. So stay tuned, and spoiler alert, it's pretty good. All right, so once you get the box open, you're gonna get a few main items. Obviously, you get the gaming headset itself, but it comes with a wireless USB connector for your computer, which you are going to need, as well as a charging cable. The charging cable is fairly long, and it is micro USB. So for those of you that wanted a USB C or Type-C connection, sorry, it's still using micro USB. On the good side though, you don't have to charge the headset frequently. You do get 100 hours of game time. I'll get into that a little bit later. I tested it myself and it's really, really good. The headset itself is minimalistic. It does not have a crazy design to it. It's mainly black and gray and it's quiet. I really, really like the headset and I'm a fan of the way it looks. I like how the buttons on the side are easy to get to, and there's really not many of them. You'll find on the right ear cup, it has an infinite scrolling volume wheel. So you can easily turn your volume up or down on the fly, and it's infinite scrolling. You can just keep going until you don't want to go anymore. It even has little steps in it, so you can, it's almost like tactile, so you can feel yourself lowering or raising the volume. On the left ear cup, on the bottom, you're gonna find the micro USB charging port. You're gonna find the on and off switch, as well as a LED indicator. Also on the left ear cup, you're gonna have the microphone. This is the standard microphone that you're gonna find on most of the Sennheiser gaming products, and it looks very similar and it functions very similar. It has a slight flexibility in the middle with a rubber part. It's not really, really versatile when it comes to flexibility, but for me, I found it sufficient. I was able to get it close enough to my mouth without picking up any breathing. If you flip up the microphone, it's going to mute. On the headband, you mainly have two different support beams here. They are made of plastic. The headset is mainly plastic, but on the inside, you have plenty of ample cushioning there on your head without getting much strain. It is fully adjustable. So if you have a big head or small head, you can go ahead and adjust it where needed. Now the ear cups themselves, they're very soft and plush, and they have this suede type material that touches the side of your head or ear, and it's very cool and it's nice and comfortable there. My ears do not touch the inside of the drivers. They are deep enough. Overall, I'm a big fan of the way that the headset is built. Even though it is made mainly of plastic, it feels very durable and just simple, which I like. It's just simple. You have just a few buttons that you need, and that's it. And obviously being wireless, there's no wire that has to connect to your computer. So you're probably wondering, well, how does the microphone sound? So let's go ahead and hook it up to the computer here, and let's get you a microphone sound check.
Okay, so the audio now that you're hearing is coming directly from the microphone on the headset itself. I have the USB wireless dongle hooked to my PC, roughly 5 to 6 feet behind me, and then I'm using Audacity on my Windows computer to record the audio. This is the raw audio. I'm not going to do any editing to it or post-processing or anything like that. This is exactly what it should sound like if you were to get the headset yourself. I had zero issues using this with Discord or any other voice over IP program. Everyone could hear what I was saying, and to be honest with you, it just worked good. Nobody complained, and I had no complaints. You would think that being a wireless headset, the microphone might be a little bit worse than a wired one, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. I could tell you I can eventually do a video in the future, if you want me to, comparing the 370 to the older brother headset, the 670, as well as maybe my wired pair of Sennheisers to see what comes out better. But overall, it's very, very functional. I had zero issues with it. And I do like the ability to flip it up to mute and get it out of my way and have zero wires, which is nice. Would I call it the highest quality microphone? No, definitely not close. But is it functional? Yes. So let me know what you thought in the comments below, and let me know if you'd like to see a video made, comparing maybe several different Sennheiser microphones, even though they all look the same.
Okay, lastly, let's talk about sound. And Sennheiser is no stranger to audio. I can tell you right now, if you're getting this headset to game with, you are going to love this headset. It sounds really, really good. If I was playing a first-person shooter, the directional audio is great. I was actually playing the new Call of Duty game. I was able to hear if somebody was to my right or to my left or behind me. The directional audio on the soundstage is really, really good for gaming. As far as the frequencies go, you can always adjust that. So those of you who want a bassier punch, if you're listening to music or watching movies and you just want it to hit a little bit harder, you can do so. It is a closed back headset. So what that means is that the ear cups do hold in sound. So you are gonna get bass that's a little bit heavier than an open back headset. And it does sound really good and intimate. And gaming and directional audio was a pleasure. I had zero issues with that. Lastly is battery life. These things get such good battery life. I mean, I would use them for several hours a night for a whole week and not even have to charge it. Using the Sennheiser software, you can check on the percentage of the battery. So every night, all I do is flip the switch on, put the headset on. I can check the exact percentage right on my computer, and without worrying about having to plug this thing in every single night or every so hours. It was a pleasure. And then at the end of the week, you can literally charge them. Now, this also depends on exactly how much you use them. I would use them for a few hours a day for a week, and it was plenty for me. But they claim to get around 100 hours, and I can tell you it's got to be close to that. It's really, really good. And the wireless connectivity, I had zero issues with it. I was able to walk around my house just fine. Just keep in mind that depending on the house that you live in or the area you game, the distance that you get away from your computer probably could be a little bit different than mine. But overall, the sound, the wireless, and the battery life is really, really good with these. If you're used to any of the Sennheiser software, you're gonna be used to this as well. You can load it up, you can customize your sound stage, you can even turn on the surround sound. I don't use surround sound that much, so I don't wanna be someone to judge it, but you turn it on, yeah, it sounds pretty good to me. I just don't know enough about it I really wanna dive into virtual surround sound, but it is an option with this headset. Please though, keep in mind, make sure you update your software, firmware, and everything for the headset. When you download the Sennheiser software, it's gonna be able to tell you exactly what version of firmware it's on, your dongle, your headset, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure it says that you're up to date. That way, any new features that are coming or any bug fixes, you're caught up and you're good. It's just very, very important to do that. For example, right now, these don't have voice monitoring. So I started using them last week, and I realized that it doesn't have voice monitoring. For those of you who are wondering what voice monitoring does, what it does is it allows you to hear yourself in real time. When you have a headset like this, have you ever put on a headset and now your voice is almost so muffled that you can't hear what you're saying and you can't tell how loud you're talking or how low you're talking? These do a pretty good job of sealing out sound and also keeping sound in. That's also why they sound so good. But if you're talking to somebody and you're talking real loud, sometimes you can't tell that you're talking loud, and it's nice to be able to hear yourself. So with voice monitoring, right now in the software, I can't turn that on with these headphones. So what I did is I contacted Sennheiser. They got back to me in, I don't know, it must have been 3 hours. They had already replied to my email, and they said, hey, this is coming in a future software update. So for those of you that need voice monitoring on your headphones, don't get these right now. Wait till that update comes out and they allow you to turn on voice monitoring. Some people say, hey, I don't care about voice monitoring. In that case, don't worry about it. But Sennheiser's pretty good at getting back to you. At least it was for me. So hopefully that gets added later on down the line. Overall, this headset was a pleasure to use, and I really got used to them quickly. It's very intuitive, and if I had to put one word to it, I would just have to put simple. They're simple. You charge them up. You don't have to worry about charging them back up quickly. You get 100 hours of battery life. The volume button is easy to get to right on the right ear cup. The power is easy to get to. It's just a simple headset that works and sounds good. So for Sennheiser, for $199, I have to say they have a winner on their hands here. I think that if they can get the software features up to date a little bit quicker, the headset's now been out for several days. I kind of wish that voice monitoring feature was on there, and I wish that they use USB-C. Those are really my only two complaints. Everything else about this headset's really good, and I think you're gonna like it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. There'll always be more coming down the pipeline, and thanks for watching. See ya.